Tips for first-time fossil hunters.
Oh, well, if you've been watching my road trip, you'll have picked up some tips there, and I know you have, Dakey Dakey. Second tip would be come on a creation research fossil field trip, because you find your own fossils with us, and we teach you how to do that there. I'll give you two pieces of advice, which I was given from John Mackay, so it wasn't my original advice. The first piece of advice is to learn a bit about the rocks, because you'll find there are quite a lot of rocks where you simply don't find fossils for a number of reasons. You don't bother looking through volcanic rocks for fossils because anything alive, when it got buried by the lava, is liable to have been destroyed. And in other cases, in some of the big sandstones, anything that was alive at that time would just get crushed and destroyed. So learn a little bit about the sediment and you'll begin to know where you're likely to find fossils. And the second and the most important tip that I was ever given by John Mackay is that before you go out fossil hunting every morning, get down on your knees and pray to the Creator, who also judged the world in a worldwide flood, which formed most of the fossils, and pray to him and say, Lord, you are the giver of all things, you are the provider of all things, provide fossils for me today, because ultimately all of the fossils that we find we want to put on display for the glory of God, and so it's really up to him to provide them to us. So those would be my two biggest pieces of advice if you want to go fossil hunting.
I'll add one more to that, Joe. Don't stop on this roadside and collect the fossils in the road cut. Otherwise, you'll be in serious trouble with both the traffic, the police, and usually the local county authorities, who don't like you destroying their road cuts, even though there are spectacular fossils in road cuts. Do what I did. I took my group right up to the top of the road cut where the rest of it was exposed about 30 feet, 10 meters back. And boy, did we get some giant ginkgos. This is here in Australia. I believe you found some great ginkgos on this last road trip.
We did indeed. They're actually just over there in our living fossils display now, so I look forward to taking Diane around that. Yeah,
I've got a tip. Don't dig into a cliff, because that's the surefire way of getting a rock fall on your head.
That was another piece of advice that John gave me.